elaborate and use big words, I still know how to say God been good to me. Right. You know, when I can't use big words and elaborate on what I'm trying to convey to you, I still can tell you in simple words that He will bring you out. Yes, and so He's saying now, He says, but in demonstration of the Spirit and of power. And that's key. That's big. In demonstration of the Spirit and of power. What did that do? What did that demonstration do? That demonstration of Spirit and of power did away with what was in the verse before it. It did away with the what? Fear. It did with the weakness. Just to talk to me. It did away with the fear. And it did away with the truth. If you got the demonstration of the Spirit and if you got power, it does away with how fearful you are. It does away with how weak you think you are. It does away with your trembling. It does away with your vernacular, how you feel like you can't talk, how you feel like you can't use big words. If you go in with a demonstration of Spirit, and I feel that now, and go in with demonstration of power, you can speak to the nations, you can speak, cast down imaginations, you can call the thing that is, though it is. You can do what you got to do in demonstration of Spirit and of power. And ask yourself, everyone ask yourself, do I really have demonstration of Spirit? Do I really have demonstration of power? When I walk in the room, and I know for myself that I'm weak and I'm trembling and I'm fearful on the inside, but when I walk in the room, does the enemy see something different? Right. Does the enemy see me walking in the demonstration of the Spirit and of power? You can feel one way on the inside, but it makes a difference what you demonstrate on the outside. You can feel one way on the inside, but your demonstration has to be in Spirit and of power. That in your faith, verse 5, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of, and Paul is talking to some people. He's talking to some people. He says, I'm living this way. I'm doing this so that your faith will not stand in everything you hear from man. That your faith would not stand in, and I'm going to break it down, that your faith does not stand in things like, if you make one step, the Bible says God will make two. The Bible ain't said that. I don't want your faith to stand in that. Because if you just bank on Him making 2 steps, what if your victory is 5 steps away? He said, I want your faith not to stand in man's wisdom, but I want you to understand that what I'm demonstrating unto you is what you can have too, but in the wisdom and the power of God. And how many in the room know that God has power? I want you, he says, I want your faith to stand in the power of God. Not in man's wisdom, but in the power of God. And I really feel like we really don't understand the power of God. We really don't feel, I think we're waiting. I think most of the body of Christ is just waiting on God to do something. I think we're just waiting on God to do this that we asked Him to do. You know what I'm saying? I believe we're just really waiting on God. Yeah, I pray, I believe God. I'm just waiting on God to do. He said, I want you to stand in the power of God. I dare you to tell me to break it down. Listen what He says to us tonight. Listen what the Spirit says to us tonight. He says, I want your faith to stand in the power of God. And I'm taking this in. Say, come. That's in you. The power of God that's in you. He told, who told his spiritual brother Timothy, stir up the gift. That's where? That lies in you. See, faith without what? Works is dead. You can't just sit back and wait for God to do what He's already given you what? Demonstration of Spirit and of power. But I believe a lot of us are just afraid to really step out and do. He says to us tonight that we have to be a group of people that step out and do. And he speaks that word clearly in my spirit for us to hear. We got to be a group of people that steps out and do how? In spirit. In demonstration of Spirit and power. Y'all hear me saying that, but how many really understand really what I'm saying? Demonstration of Spirit and power. You may be 3 things. I'm gonna see if I'm doing some good teaching. You may be what? You may be trembling. You may be weak. You may be full of fear. But you got what? Come on, we'll see if I do some good teaching. You got two things. You got the demonstration of the power. Let me tell you what the demonstration of the power is. Demonstration of the power is, demonstration of the Spirit is, it says this right here. Some people say, I know what they've been through, but I don't know how they're doing it. That was the demonstration. It wasn't me. It really wasn't me, baby. It was demonstration of the power. Because when the power takes over what I've been through, it lets me get through what I've gone through. I done said something. I didn't even know how to say nothing. Listen, it says the demonstration of the Spirit and of the power. I could not do this. I couldn't have done what I've just got through doing if I wasn't strong like I am now. See, because last month I was operating and I wasn't standing in this faith. Now I want y'all to see it. Last month I wasn't standing in this faith. Last month I wasn't confessing like I'm confessing now. Last month I wasn't believing like I'm believing it. Last month I wasn't stepping over stuff and looking back and saying, what you doing like I'm doing now. But now I have demonstrations of Spirit and I have the power. All wrapped up in me. I have it in me. Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect. In other words, he said, when I speak, those that are perfect or those that are mature, they do what? They understand. They understand what. That's what the scripture said. You can't feed cast pearls before swine. You cannot. You just can't say everything to everybody and expect them to understand. That's what it says in verse 6. Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are what? Perfect, or among them that are mature enough to understand. See, you can't go up. You can't go up to everybody and just point. You just can't go up to everybody and express to them what God has put in your spirit to say, or put on your mind to say, because everybody's not going to receive it. Because this verse, y'all see verse 6, don't you? Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are what? Perfect. Among them that are perfect, among them that are mature enough to handle that steak. Mature enough to digest that piece of beef. And then it goes on to say, yet not the wisdom of the world, nor of the what? Princes of this world that come to naught. Man's wisdom is going to soon what? Run out. It's going to come to naught. That's in the verse 6. It's going to come to naught. We hit verse 7, but we speak the wisdom of God in a what? In a mystery. But it's not a mystery to those who are what? Let me see if I've done some good teaching. It's not a mystery to those who are what? Perfect or mature. Even what? It's even the what? Verse 7. Even the hidden wisdom. Follow that now. We speak the wisdom of God in a mystery. Let me break it down. Spirit said break it down. We speak the wisdom of God in a mystery. Don't have no money. Your neighbor come, your friend come and see all these bills. They know you don't have no money. Here's the mystery to them. When you turn around and say, God will provide all of my needs, but they know you ain't got no money. That stuff is a mystery to some people. The doctor said you're going to die in 6 months. Your friends and your neighbors hear the report, but they hear you say, my God.